So, welcome back. We are back and we're better because we're living and drinking water. No.
Eh.
Yeah, I
Yep,
think so.
yep.
Yeah, we
No,
are.
that's fair.
Um, how are you?
I'm all right, you know?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
feels like a wellness check.
It always is. First thing that's what I'm gonna ask you from now on. How are you?
How are you, Sheldon?
I'm doing quite well.
Yes.
It is what 4 o'clock
Yeah,
in the
this is the
afternoon.
earliest we've ever
So
recorded, so
it's
this feels
early. I feel
good. Look
awake. I went to the gym today.
at you.
Dropped off some stuff for work.
It's showing. It's
Thank you,
showing.
man. Just a little bit, not too much.
Okay.
But all in all, I feel great. I feel
Yes.
wonderful. I feel alive. I feel hungry. I haven't had any to eat yet.
While I ate food in front of
That's
you.
okay. That's okay. I have my water here and I'm feeling good. So that's all that really matters.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. So how are you? Give me some more depth. You said I'm all
Oh,
right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I feel like today has really been on the up and up,
Yeah.
despite feeling a little bit defeated over the weekend. We
Yes.
spoke about
We did.
that,
We did.
just my business not performing.
The way you want.
And today, like a few conversations, one with my dad, one with this event planner named Lisa,
Yeah.
and then just going back to the drawing board to figure out more how to niche down and focus on building this coaching business, reading
Mm,
my tarot card.
mm.
It just feels like things are in the right direction. So I
That's good.
feel confident. I feel excited. I'm looking forward to where this is going to go.
Wonderful.
Yeah, no,
You
I'm
know what?
really happy.
It's good to see because
Yeah.
sometimes when things aren't working, you can get to a spiral of like defeatism, like you getting down on
A
yourself and
100%.
go on this downward spiral of what's
Yes.
going on. But
It's a real diral.
yeah, a
It's a
real
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 diral.
diral
Diral. A
diral,
diral
you know,
taking
a
me
diral.
downhill.
Anyways,
Yeah.
but it's good that you can like recognize what's going on,
Yeah.
take the time that you need, and then kind of work your way out.
For
Work your way
reals.
out of it
Thanks.
and come up with a plan.
And I'm
Because
thankful to have you around because you support. I got to take off my bracelet.
yeah,
I
all the time.
you really helped me figure out how to navigate these periods.
Yeah,
But also you give me space to
have
navigate.
to, have to.
Yeah.
Honestly, you need it.
And thank goodness for daycare because that gives me space.
We wouldn't have time to do nothing.
Yeah,
If it
yeah,
wasn't.
it's
Shout out
really
to
hard.
daycare. Shout out to people
Yeah, the real MVP
who
in most
take
of
care of our
this.
child
Thank you,
to the
thank
best of our
you.
ability
To
and
daycares,
to all
schools,
daycares, schools,
to
anything that
school
helps a
programs,
parent
anything. Yeah.
to do the things they need to do and achieve
Yes.
things. Because without
Yes.
them, and make daycare cheaper for parents.
Yeah, facts.
Do it. Do it
Like, what
now.
is up?
Don't wait. Don't
Yeah.
hesitate. It's a necessary need for parents.
Especially if you're in a world where you have to hustle,
We have
you
no
have
choice.
to work,
We have no
you
choice.
have to do so much just to be okay.
Exactly.
We really don't have a choice.
Like
But
you pay for the
yeah.
daycares and allow us to go work so we can pay our taxes and pay for the
Facts.
daycares essentially.
Yes. Or make our lives less strenuous so that we
Hey,
don't have to send our kids to daycare
that would
and
help
we can
too.
balance it
That
all.
would be great.
Right?
Because wouldn't it be lovely to be able to balance your life and
Just
spend time
spend
with your
time with your
child?
kids and
Yeah,
still be able to make ends meet.
that would
And
be
yeah, what a
amazing.
life.
What a joy
What
that
a
would be.
dream.
That's a
I think on
dream.
this side of the world,
It
what a
is
dream.
because
But
hustle.
hustle mentality is everything.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a great day. I love that we're recording this so early.
So do I. It's gonna knock it
So
out. No
thanks.
problem.
So we'll still have this episode for you on this very Monday.
Technically, we're a day late in terms of recording, but
Yes.
I was feeling a little under weather yesterday.
Yeah, I can
My
tell.
allergies were killing me,
I can
and it
tell.
was gonna make it
Comfortable.
yeah.
Yeah. I definitely saw that
Talk about
Sheldon
this
was looking
information here.
like he got sick, but he wasn't sick. It
It
was
wasn't
just
sick. It was
allergies.
allergies.
I know, but you looked like
You know what it is?
how you look when you're about to get sick.
It's dairy.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially especially if you want to get away from it.
Yeah.
Eating all that mac pie on the weekend and all that stuff.
All that. You
All of
had
that.
one set.
One whole slice of mac pie.
He's being
So much.
sure.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And now look at
So extra.
so
Anyways, let's move on.
welcome back
yes.
to the Mel and Shel podcast.
Talks and Tings.
Talks and Tings. This is Mel.
It always
I'm
sounds
Shel.
like Toxic Tings.
Toxic
Yes.
Tings.
I am Melissa James.
Who?
Connell. Melissa
Ah,
James Connell. I
it's a
still gotta
practice.
change my
Well,
name.
yeah, no, it's no rush. Honestly, it sounds
So
like a
much
headache.
work.
It sounds like a headache to do. So
Listen,
I
if
don't.
more people understood what it entails to change your name and all your documents,
Yeah,
because it's not just a name change, it's all of your documents.
yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Oh,
be me.
that's gonna be the
It wouldn't.
answer.
It wouldn't be me.
Yeah. Yeah. But
All
anyway,
right, so let's get into it.
you gotta speak into the mic.
Yeah, I know. But let's look at my thing. Speaking
You can
of,
hold it in front of you.
yeah, I know,
You
I
know,
know.
it's just
I'm just gonna have it off
it's
camera.
okay.
But speaking of, we're just talking about changing names and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so for the insights on relationship, I want to talk about money and patriarchal norms. Surprisingly.
So
So
educational.
technically, who wears the pants in a relationship and who should wear the pants in a relationship and how should that be conducted?
I don't think anyone should have to wear the pants.
Okay.
It's who we agree to wear the pants. Yes.
I believe there's no pants at all. Okay.
Pants down, guys.
This whole idea of pants is what's
skirt?
holding us back. It's not a skirt.
Okay.
There's no clothing in this relationship
Fair
because we're one.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah,
in
that's
any
true.
relationship, I feel like it's important to understand that this is a team,
Yes.
that we work together,
Most important.
and that
Yep.
we're supposed to be working towards the same kind of goal
Yeah.
in terms of the relationship and how we want it to progress.
Absolutely.
So it shouldn't be a matter of like I wear the pants and you do what I no. It's like how are we best going to lead our relationship, lead our family to better success, to bigger things, and all that kind of stuff.
Well, then in that case, if there's no pants, you didn't tell me there was no. You didn't say there was the option of no
I
pants.
just trying to see where your mind was at. You know what I'm saying? Just want to see what you're thinking about.
Well, I still say if there is a pants,
yeah,
you as a couple need to agree to how you're dividing finances.
Absolutely.
And who's in charge of bringing in the most money or whatever. Because I think only because we live in this side of the world and maybe other places, but I think because we're so dependent on finances and the hustle culture is everything, economy is everything. Everything is set up by finances as opposed to the share of work.
Absolutely.
So because there's no finance involved in taking care of a home or cooking or raising children, attached to it. There's no real value, even though there is a real value.
It's actual work.
It's actual work, but because it's unpaid, because it's unpaid, there's this story that it's not as important, or like you can't wear the pants,
which is crazy because like
if you are doing a pants thing, you can't wear pants.
If I had to pay someone to do what a mother would have to do, or a father, or someone who's staying at home and taking care of the house, how much would that be worth to me?
Absolutely.
Right? Like how much would I be willing to pay
And
to take all that headache off of myself?
You could be paying a nanny, I don't know, let's say $20 an hour.
Yeah.
I don't know the actual wages. Say you're paying a nanny $20 an hour, and then in her household, she's the one bringing in the money.
Yeah.
Does she now wear the pants? Like it's just because she's bringing the money, but and him or her, it doesn't matter. But whoever brings in that money in that household, do they now wear the pants? And also, if I'm paying this person $20 an hour to take care of my child, to do this whole take care of the house situation, then that means if I'm not paying you, the job should be valued as much.
It's the same thing.
Like it's not
the same thing.
There's no difference.
Yeah, doesn't matter who's doing it.
I don't know why this thing. But you know what? I think it's weird because we came from eras where men were the ones who went out, they made money, and I understand there's the person who I learned about fasting from. She says that men are more built to handle stress, whereas women are not. Fine, okay. And if that's biology, cool, whatever. But if men were always outside of the house, bringing in the money, and now society has transitioned to a different place, why are we still carrying on this whole talk about men have to be the ones to pay for this, and they have to bring in this, and they have to da-da-da? Yes, there's still, what's that word? Like an imbalance in pay, like how much women make versus how much men make. But at the same time, if we're not going to live by those ideals, then shouldn't we transition from that ideal of men wear the pants to how do we really divide this so that it makes sense for us? Because I feel like that's the conversation that barely gets any weight on the internet. It's just like people have to be like, oh, well, men have to do this, or oh, women, well, if they want to be independent. And it's like, what are we really talking about now?
Nothing.
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 Because these things don't really matter.
And they'll never matter until you're truly in a relationship with someone and you
Yeah.
guys have created a
It's all
life
it's all it's
together.
all talk, it's all hearsay, it's all like image
Yeah,
outside of
it's
a real
definitely
relationship.
image.
Because if you hold on to those things, those ideals inside a relationship, you're always gonna have a sense of imbalance. You're never gonna feel really fulfilled on either end. You're never gonna feel really fulfilled
Yeah.
about who you are. Or you're gonna feel like if you're say you're a man and your responsibility is bringing the money, you're always gonna have this pressure on you
That if you don't bring
that
in the
if you don't bring in
money,
the money, this woman's gonna leave you because that's where your worth, that's where
yeah,
your value is.
yeah, and there leaves no room for people to change, which is the more natural
Absolutely
state
not.
of a relationship.
Like, what if you decided, hey, I don't want to do this six-figure
I
job
don't want to
anymore?
do this
Like, this
anymore, and
isn't
it's
bringing
really
me any happiness. It's not fulfilling me as a person. And I really want to follow my passion, my dream. But at the end of the day, I can't because I
I have
built
to
into my
I
mind
have
that
to
I
do
have to do
this.
this. I have to bring this
Yep.
money in order to.
And you know what's amazing? Relationships that I know, the couples that I know,
Yeah.
and maybe same for you, a lot of them have gone through so much transitions
Yeah.
where the man hasn't had a great job or he stopped working or he went back to school and they make it work. And is it harder for some time? It definitely is.
Right.
But it's still a partnership that says, hey, I know you want to do better for yourself, but also for our family. So I want you to be doing that.
Absolutely.
And most of the older couples that I know, usually, well, not the West Indian ones, but
You break it
a
down to
lot
older
of the
couples, they have older
other
mindsets.
when I say older couples, even like tenured couples, I should say.
Okay. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
more tenured couples will be like, as long as you choose something happy, like something that makes you happy,
Yeah.
that is the most important thing for your partner
Yeah.
and for your relationship. Because otherwise you're just gonna be miserable and nobody wants a miserable
That's it,
marriage. So
man.
yeah.
And
So
that's,
I don't know when it comes to patriarchy and
I don't know. I feel like
finances, there's no
we need to take so much onus off of the whole
yeah,
financial side of it and learn to work as a
a
team.
team.
Who's going to be your best teammate
Yeah.
within this relationship? You shouldn't
Yeah.
be seeking who has the most money. It's like who's going to be able to work with you because that's the way you're going to progress as a
This is
person. You're going to progress as a relationship, and it gives you room to grow and change and
yeah.
understand yourself a little bit better because you're taking this. Oh, I just have to be this,
Yeah.
or I just have to be
But I
this.
also really quickly I feel like it also goes back to, the whole you need to marry someone who's equally yoked.
I was thinking that
That
before.
is like a
Yeah.
real like I've never really understood until maybe our relationship how
Mm,
important that actually is.
yeah.
And equally yoked isn't about finances
It's
as
not.
much as it's about your mindset, your values, and how you determine your life.
Yeah,
Because finances will match those things.
absolutely.
So if it's about retirement savings, then before that, before you even get to that conversation, you're going to be talking about your mindset around long term planning.
Right.
You're going to be talking about, I plan to retire at this age, and these are real conversations you'll
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
have, or like, I don't plan to work for the rest of my life.
Right.
Even in that small conversation, really the thing you're matching up with the other person is our value around like, are we having retirement savings?
Right.
So equally yoked will come out in everything as long as your values are aligned. Like, well, not equally yoked, but equally yoked will shed light on every area of your relationship,
Mm.
especially if you start with your values and those other things I just outlined.
Yeah, I think it's important for anybody who's dating or trying to date, forget what society tells you
Yeah.
is what's important, right?
Yeah.
And you really look internally and decide what's important for you, what you have decided what's important for you.
Mhm.
Because if we continue to let outside forces depict who we are as people, you're never going to truly be yourself. You're always going to be trying to find yourself at some point. You're
Yeah.
gonna break down and be like, you know what, this isn't who I am. And you're gonna
Yeah.
try and figure out. So while you're dating, while you're learning yourself, forget what outside says is important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, majority of the time it's not important.
Mm-mm.
It's just what's popular or what celebrities telling us is important or whatever.
Or what people on social media think is important based
Yeah.
on the value system of people they don't really care about.
Which is crazy because everyone knows that world is not, the internet is not a real place.
It's not a real
So
place.
it's everything that's going on there
But
is a fallacy.
yeah.
So they're making it look like highlight reels. They're making everything look pretty and perfect and all that kind of stuff.
Life is 5 seconds.
You know, like it's quick and it's easy and all that kind of stuff.
For
So
real.
if we recognize that that's not real, that's not reality, then we can figure let's not try and live our lives based
Emulate
on that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's be real people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I feel about that. Glad we're on the same page.
We didn't do the clap at the beginning.
Oh no. Well,
okay.
That'll be the clap.
I know. It'll make it easy to line up.
That will be the clap.
All right. Moving on to our quirky/crazy question of the day. I have one for you again.
Yes.
Today's is going to be interesting. I think we talked about it a little bit before to decide which
Just
one.
A wee bit.
But now you can tell me your thoughts on it.
Okay. I know, because I was just like, oh.
You decided which one, but we'll talk about it now.
All right, let's go.
All right. So on the same idea of like running the household, I would like to know, who do you believe runs the world? Is it the humans? Is it the reptilians? Or is it the aliens? This is going to be our conspiracy portion of.
This is for real conspiracy. You're going all the way in.
Every once in a while, we gotta.
This video gets too many views. We're not following along this trajectory. I'm not gonna be a conspiracy theorist.
Why not? Just a little bit. Okay, tell me what you think.
Okay, so first of all, you guys should probably get some background, because for those who are just listening, like, what are they talking about?
Random.
I mean, we do talk about random stuff.
We do.
Okay, so humans, obviously, you know that's most of us.
Who?
However, there is a belief that there's a reptilian race who came down to this earth.
What? And
they're from wherever.
Reptile.
And they're more of a destructive group of people, from what I understand.
Yeah.
They don't share human values of life. And then there is aliens, as we know. So aliens could technically be any force. They could be any group of people, but people who are not originally from this planet.
Yeah.
So may not be humans per se.
Or maybe they are. They just were.
Or maybe
a long time ago. Left and come back.
Ancient humans.
You never know.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. So in terms of who runs the world, okay, so hear me out. Hear me out.
Let me listen.
Okay, so part of me feels like on Earth, because I do feel like Earth is a living being.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like on Earth, based on how destructive we are as a people, there's a lot of reptilians in positions of power.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, they're running the show currently. Right. However, I do feel like as this awakening has happened, I feel like more aliens or beings from other places that are not so destructive are coming to support this transition away from that level of thinking, that darkness and that destruction into a place of better living for all people. And I do feel that humans, I think reptilians embody human life. Like they are shells. And I also feel aliens take on human shells as well. And in the sense of human, like people really just from the earth, I think they're here, but I don't think they're necessarily in as much power anymore, because the reptilians just destruction is just so powerful. And
honestly, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Because I think about it sometimes. I'm like, yo, like what goes on in the world, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like
not to the natural order of this planet.
At all. You see how everything else kind of works in harmony with each other. Even if they're killing each other, it's for a purpose to like there's a whole there's a whole cycle that goes around.
Yeah.
The only thing that doesn't make sense is the actions that we perceive the big humans take.
Yeah.
Like the old people running the show. It's like, this is detrimental to humans.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine the things we put in our food, right?
Well,
for an example, the things that we include in our food to increase the whatever it's called.
The production.
The production, the amount, how long it lasts, everything like that. Like imagine there's so many things in there that they know for a fact will cause disease in our bodies. Right? And kill a bunch of people.
Yes.
However, they allow it.
Yeah.
Corporations will allow it in there, and the people who are supposed to make checks for this, there's no real repercussions.
No.
Sure, continue doing what you're doing, right? Yeah. And that's crazy. Like in North America is, I find, one of the places where they allow it the most.
The most. We're actually, I feel like you'll
see in like Europe, they ban certain things, or they like tell people on the flag, like this is in here, this is all bad for you, it's going to
Yeah.
cause like cancer
Their
and stuff like that.
ingredients list is so much shorter than
Yeah.
ours. Yeah, no,
So
I
it's
agree with
crazy to
you.
me, like this shouldn't make sense, right? Like from it shouldn't make
No.
sense, but they allow it and it continues,
Yeah.
right? The way we treat, like how countries will treat each other and fight against each other and do all that kind of stuff.
Even just on the basis of creating isms, different forms of
Right.
discrimination to ensure that only one person can maintain a position of power,
Which makes no
absolute
But what are you gonna
power.
do with that?
You know what I mean? But again, you couldn't really be from a place of balance
No. Or
and
even you
harmony.
couldn't want better for people
No,
if your
if
goal
your
is like
goal is to
power over people.
power over people,
Yeah.
then you're not truly from this
You
place.
can't, you
And
can't be.
if you look at nature, if you look at Earth, everything on Earth that exists naturally
Yeah.
is in balance within itself.
It's
The systems are in harmony with
so
itself.
simple.
And the only time it's out of whack is because of our influence as people. And it's
Like
weird
we
because,
haven't
like,
been here that long,
no,
but
compared to like
we have had such an impact
in such a short
in such
time.
a short
I
time.
I always I always think it's so crazy how it's only been 50 years
Yeah.
approximately since we've had plastics. Tell me that's not
It's only been
crazy.
50 years?
It's only been so my Joe, my dad,
Yeah.
in his lifetime, he saw when plastics came in, and he's
The beginning of
1954, I think
plastics?
it is. He saw plastics start, like he saw when they were brought.
Wow. And
So
introduced.
in a short time, so 60 years probably now,
Yeah.
plastics have been introduced and destructive to
Such an impact.
such a high level.
And we're
Isn't
just
that crazy?
and you
But for
recognize this.
context,
Yeah.
it's like 60 years is a parent or a
That's
grandparent.
one life.
60 years isn't even a full life yet,
Not even a full life.
depending on who you ask. But yeah, it's
But how are you gonna have such an impact on the
the
world,
whole world
from the ocean to the land to the
to the
nature to the
animals, to
animals to,
plankton,
you
to
know,
tiny.
in
Yeah,
just
no.
one
So,
short
and
life.
now this is the thing. Within 60 years
Yeah.
from when it was introduced as safe and good for people to use, they've now discovered this thing is horrible. This is terrible. So again, like anything introduced early,
Yeah.
I don't want to be an early adopter
Yeah.
because I have to be real about this. Like, it's not that I don't want to adapt to the new things and
But you gotta
technology,
really look
but
at
I
it.
also am very reflective on
Yeah.
history because history repeats itself when you don't look at the impact or the effect.
That's true.
And so, what we keep forgetting is things like plastics, things like cell phones, things like lead,
That's
all of
true.
these great asbestos, great developments for whatever reason have come back with huge negative impacts,
Yeah.
and we
Huge
don't give
repercussions that we
ourselves
just allow
exactly.
for.
And now there's a commercial if you could be eligible for compensation.
Exactly.
You
And
know what I
that's it.
mean? And so it's like we technically should be
Jesus.
eligible for compensation for plastic.
We should be.
So oil companies should be poor at this
Absolutely.
point
They shouldn't
because
be.
we should be on a class
We should
action
be. Yeah.
lawsuit for using
All the
plastics
impact that it's had, we should be able to get that back to the
on
point where
every
we're out
single
of here.
system, the whole food chain.
Yeah.
Microplastics, they're now discovering is an impact.
It's
They're
in us.
realizing it's in our cell. It's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. A class action lot. Who's gonna start it? I need lawyers.
So just go
Yeah.
down to the bottom of
And
the
this is how
page
this
and
this
you're gonna
podcast gets
we're gonna get
canceled.
banned. You can see, want to see shadow bans.
Oh man.
Anyways, we're
Yeah.
here to tell the truth.
Isn't this how it starts? But yeah. So
But
just
for real, not so again, that's I think why we kind of think it couldn't be.
you couldn't be
It couldn't be
human.
humans. Like as destructive as we may seem, I don't think it's us. So it's really
No, I don't think so either.
because if we're from here,
Yeah, no.
if we're really from here, we should be able to be a part. We should somehow feel like we're a
Part of the
of what's going on.
that's true.
You know, because everything that's from here feels like it's they just go into the natural rhythm of everything else going
They
around.
flow with the cycles
Right.
and it moves very organically.
Yeah.
You know, like animals move organically until they're disrupted.
Yeah.
So humans, and if we look at indigenous groups, they move very organically until they're disrupted. So to me, the humans who are from this planet, like the people who've been here, they know how to move with the planet until
Yeah.
they're disrupted, and they don't destroy for the sake of destroying or power. They break down things to rebuild, and they conserve, and they know how to be sustainable.
Yeah.
We don't need to teach them sustainability. They know what sustainability
Yeah.
is. They may eat an animal for food, but the animal is so much more effectively used than we've ever used a
Absolutely.
single
Then
pork chop,
especially
probably.
now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's our tangent on
Yeah. Who runs the world?
girls. What? Reptilian girls. No,
Uh,
that's so dumb. But no, who do you guys think runs the world? Let us
for
know,
real. Comment down
because
below. Let us
based on our
know.
discussion, and I know now you guys are gonna be like, reptilians. We gotta look into it.
It'll be crazy once you
Yeah.
start searching for that stuff, though.
No, honestly, don't go
You
down
see
the
that?
rabbit hole. I'm gonna tell you, look at 2 videos and move on. Do not stay
Yeah,
there.
because
Yeah, it can get dark
you're gonna
quick.
be looking at everyone different,
Could you
trying
be?
to feel on their skin and be like,
Oh,
hmm.
Melissa kind of looks like
You
a
look at every
reptile.
video and be like, I saw a little extra skin there,
Yeah,
and
facts.
I was wondering what's going on.
Imagine we were all reptilians.
Like the
That'd
human
be
race itself.
crazy. Crazy. But no, I don't believe that. But yeah, anyways, these are opinions. These are our
Yeah,
belief
whatever.
systems and things from people that we've seen, followed, watched.
Do your
and
own research.
Yeah. At
Figure
the
it
end of
out
the
for
day, that's
yourself.
what you have to do.
Yeah.
Do your own research and take it with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
Yes. But yeah.
All
right. Let's get into the internet is crazy.
What is going on the internet today?
Everything as usual.
Oh, what doesn't happen on the
Yeah,
internet?
what doesn't happen?
I mean, something has to happen, or else people are be poor. They're gonna stop making
They'd
money.
be bored.
Yeah, that's true.
People would be bored.
That'd be such a slow internet
You know what's
day.
funny? How people are like, I hate when kids say that they're bored. Well,
Right.
what do you think you're doing by staying on
What
the
do we
internet
do
the whole
on our
day?
phones?
Yeah.
Because if we weren't bored, we wouldn't just be mindlessly
We would
scrolling.
not mindlessly scroll if we weren't bored.
Yeah.
So
Find something to do. Get off your phone.
Facts. You know, we're gonna have to start saying that to people, adults.
Yeah. We'll start saying.
Or
to
the
you.
next time they're like, oh, how could kids say they're bored?
Yeah. Look in the mirror.
No, really.
Let me see.
I
how
think
long
as a
you're,
society, we really need to assess
how long you
how
been on
we're
your phone
impacting
today?
our children.
How long have you been on your phone today?
And I mean, we're not perfect. We definitely mindlessly scroll. So
yeah.
So on the internet,
Yes.
what did I find? Well, as you know, I'm an entrepreneur.
Bop bop. Say it with your chest.
I'm an entrepreneur.
There you go.
And I'm a coach, and I'm trying to build a successful business. And I was actually talking with friends, and I was looking at some of the things that, like, I was considering some of the things they're saying, because I remember being there at one point when I wanted to learn how to invest, when I wanted to learn how to drop ship, and we both tried to start stores. And then I just realized, like, there's a lot of like schemes on the internet just to make money. And so a lot of pages have been showing up for me. Oh, I went from making nothing to 6 figures.
Bro, I saw one recently. They're telling you for $20 they're gonna build you an e-commerce store where with Shopify, where this is not an ad. For $20 they'll build you an e-commerce store with 10 winning products already on there, 10 or 20 winning products on the store. And they say basically building these stores for people, they're losing money, but if you sign, they're being upfront. They're like, rich. But if you sign up for Shopify using whatever their code or is, based on building their store using Shopify, if you use that, they're gonna get a reoccurring revenue, because you're gonna pay $50 whatever dollars a month. You only pay $20 for the store, but you're paying like $50 a month for the store, just running the store.
Yep.
So they're gonna get their percentage back from that. So their goal is to build as many as they can.
I'll build you a store.
Right? It's only $20. You buy for $20, but I'm getting back $30 a month.
It's not a bad scheme.
It's pretty good. Honestly, it makes it in terms of like, building websites, they're going for volume versus like, I'm gonna give you but they can't guarantee you're gonna make money.
Nobody can.
They can't guarantee. It doesn't even tell you there's like 10 winning products based on whatever. They can't guarantee it.
Sheldon, that's
you're gonna have to figure out. You're gonna have to figure out the ads. You're gonna figure out how to make it work and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, yo, that's the internet itself is like, once you start looking, or say, even for YouTube, right? Because I'm like, hey, I want to make this channel blow up. We
Mm-hmm.
got to be the #1 relationship couple
Yeah,
podcast
podcast
on
that does
YouTube, blah, blah, blah,
everything.
right?
Yeah,
So, but as soon as I started looking for that stuff, all of a sudden I started seeing, I took my account from 0 to 1,000 subscribers in 1 month.
literally.
And that's it. Like,
Do you know how
how I'm
many of
making
those pages have come
$100,000.
up from my
Have
feed?
to,
No, like,
because
oh, I can make you. I went from
you never turn
zero.
on your phone.
I know, I keep forgetting.
Like,
I went from 0 followers to like 300. I was like,
yeah,
okay, 300 not bad, but 300 is a lot when you really like to
organically,
go
yeah,
organically to 300 followers is a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
And so it's like everyone is offering. I went from this to that, and I made this to
But you know what you're
that.
doing by watching it is how you continue to help them grow. It's
A
how you get
hundred
their views
percent,
going.
and then you send it to a friend, and then it
Yeah,
gets shared, and then you're hooked because you're like, let me look at their other stuff, let me see
have
what
to.
other content they have,
Yeah,
and it's literally a strategy in content creation.
it
But
is.
ultimately, no one can make you that money
Yeah,
unless you put in the work. And so
there's
it's
no guarantee. You
interesting
got to do your
because
thing.
I think some of the messaging has changed to the point where if you take these steps,
Yeah,
you'll get it. But it's also like, I don't know many people who have taken those steps. So, yeah, it's like I'm seeing so many pages take you from 0 to 300, 0 to whatever.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, you have to put in the work.
absolutely.
Like, you don't know how to run ads when you first start.
No, you have to
So
look it
you're going
up.
to have to learn how to do that. And
Yeah,
hopefully their program will show you how to do that.
yeah.
But what most of these people don't tell you is it takes at least a year to see real movement in
Absolutely.
your store.
And it
And
takes.
of course there will be exceptions.
Yeah,
That's life.
yeah, yeah. You're all, and those winners. That's not the norm, right? Because if it was that easy, everybody would doing it.
We would all be making this
Everybody would
money.
be on e-commerce making $1 million a month, right? If it was
Absolutely.
that easy. But you
Yeah.
can't tell me even 1,000 people who are on there doing that.
This is the other thing. I think a lot of people have a large enough friend group to
Yeah.
be able to say, I know a person who's making really good money with their online
Oh
store
yeah.
based on following these steps.
Yeah.
And I've yet to see that. So at some point for me, it just seems like now we're just selling hope.
Yeah.
Like, and that's fine.
Hey,
Like,
hey.
I guess that's a
In
strategy
the world we
too.
live
We need
today,
hope. We
people
need
need
hope.
hope. We need to know that, hey,
Yes.
there is a way I
There
can
is
get
a
out of
way.
this rat
Yes.
race that I've been
Yes.
living in for how long.
But
So
beyond hope, I want to see the action. I want to
facts.
see the payback.
Yeah.
And I mean, the reality is all the steps are going to tell you it's nearly impossible for anybody to get all those steps down packed
Yeah.
within a very short time. It's
No.
not going to be 30 days. It's not going to be 15 days. It's not
Yeah.
going to be
They tell you
3
like
months. It's
most
going to
businesses
take
don't make
longer
money
than
like
that.
within the first
That
year or
rule
two.
didn't change because of
Yeah,
e-commerce.
you
You know
gotta.
what I mean? Like, so you will make money, and like there is a reality to starting a business that you're going to sell a product,
Yeah.
but it's just the amount of money you're expecting to make and the reality of how soon you'll make it isn't matching.
No,
I'm
I
like,
mean,
yo, we can't sell these dreams.
for me, the most important thing I think you can do is be consistent
Yes.
in whatever it is that your journey or your goal or
1
whatever.
million
You need to
1,000%.
be consistent because that's the only thing that's gonna drive you forward.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get you to your goal, to your dream, is by putting in the work, being consistent with it, and
Yeah.
showing up for yourself, being confident in what you do, because that's a key. I
That
mean, a
is
lot of the
key.
people
That is
who
key.
do win, it's because they it's because they're confident in what it is that they're
Yes.
choosing to do,
Yes.
even if it isn't real confidence,
Be delusional in what you're doing.
right?
Well,
But
maybe that's what they're also doing. They're being delusional so that they can sell us on the Delulu.
yeah. But
Yeah,
still,
could be.
I don't think don't expect it overnight.
Yeah.
Expect to work overnight,
Yes.
not
Yes.
work overnight, but like
But
expect to like put in
put
the
in the
work,
work.
put in the work
Yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
and
I
make it.
want somebody to even reach out to us, a real person,
Yeah,
to tell us how it's gone for them because I want to know real people who have done this,
yeah,
not the bots they created to say it worked for me.
right.
I want to see the real deal.
And I understand, like if I'm a person who've done it, like I made it and I did this,
Yeah.
right? And I say, I'm gonna help you skip some steps and I'm gonna make it simple for you. Even if that's the case,
Yeah.
I me as a person, I wouldn't expect instant results. I would still expect to put in a certain amount of work.
Yeah.
And I think you still got to expect to be consistent in what you're doing. And then I would expect, okay,
most definitely,
see some kind of motion, see some kind of like increase. But that's all you really go for. And just have fun,
Yeah.
Like find something that is that you, especially if this is a dream for you, find something you enjoy doing.
Yeah, like sell a product you enjoy selling
Yeah.
because you're going to spend time on this. You're really going to do something with it. So even though there's the popular items, you still have to build your store.
Yeah.
And if those popular items don't speak to something you're even interested in, then it's probably going to be a short time before you give up.
And it also in terms of like content creation, do something that's natural for you.
Yeah.
Like I know what's trending and what's popular is what you like people tell you to do, but
yeah,
you can build more consistency if you do something that's more natural.
Yeah.
Something you feel comfortable doing on a regular basis and it doesn't really feel like work for you.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. No, that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
That's a real story.
So keep going.
Don't forget, you will not make money. You will not make six figures overnight, okay?
You will not make six.
Sorry, okay, no, that's negative, I guess.
That's so negative.
You can make six figures overnight, but your overnight will look like an overnight because people from the outside don't know the process.
Big facts. If I've been working for 3 years on what it is I'm doing, but I'm consistent, and then finally I make it to a place where I'm like, I finally made the six figures.
You really made that success.
That from the day before to the next day is now my overnight. Like
literally,
a lot of times for people, that's my overnight.
Yeah.
You didn't see those 3 years before, but you see from when
Yeah.
you finally saw me on your feed.
Yes.
To now, all of a sudden, I'm making six figures doing
Absolutely.
this. So.
And if you go back to a lot of people's pages, you'll notice they have a whole bunch of posts.
Yeah.
That they were working on this for a long time.
Yeah.
And maybe for some of them, they delete those posts.
Absolutely.
So it looks like they're there.
Again, sometimes the internet itself is not a real place.
That's
true. So I'm only going to show you my best.
The best images.
My highest performing videos.
Listen, you know what? I noticed that with girls. This is just because things I look at. I've noticed that with girls who get BBLs, like with women who get BBLs, I've noticed they delete some of their older pictures after a point. Like when they've gone too far from where they started.
Right.
But it's like, that's your journey though. Like, just to me, own it. If that's your part of your story.
But it depends on what they're trying to do. Some people are trying to sell you on an idea.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like,
true too.
Even after I get like, nah, I worked for this.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I guess that's my preference. Yeah. I want to see your journey. I like the history of people. It's good
because it makes it real. Like it makes it genuine for people. Like even if you tell me like this is where I am now with the BBL, this is how I look now. Show me the before. So even if I'm in the before, you'll sell me a lot more.
It's true.
By showing me your before and how much has changed.
Yeah, because I want to hear the story. Like I want to know the journey, even if it's not a choice I would make. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's about your choices that you made.
It makes it genuine. You're allowed to make
absolutely
your choice.
Exactly, because it is your life.
It's your life.
But then they can make the choice not to show us. And
be real.
Just say. But yeah.
All
right. So we're moving on from the internet's not a real place.
Yeah. So what's our question?
Our question of the day.
Yeah.
Our question.
Who've been asking, and what do they have to say?
Okay, so this comes from Tanya.
Tanya from Santa Monica.
Yeah. We have. What's your take on handling in-laws and family dynamics?
I mean, what's my take?
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
What does that mean?
Beautiful, like being with in-laws. Like there's no, I don't know what the question is because it's not like.
Yeah, it's not very direct.
It's not like, oh.
Like is it an issue?
Is there a problem?
Okay, let's say there's a problem with the in-laws.
And then what's my situation?
Are we the in-laws are getting involved in a
relationship and all that kind of stuff? It depends on your relationship for me. Because say me and you, we're solid and we recognize we're solid and we know that we're at a place where we're building our own relationship, building our own family. I feel like we can take ideas, we can speak to our in-laws, speak to our parents, speak to the family around, but I don't think we should let that necessarily influence our relationship.
Yes.
Because we should allow ourselves to have discussions and not let that determine how we're gonna act within our own relationship.
Yeah.
It's
And the
important for
same
us.
way
Yeah.
we're talking candidly about whatever,
Yeah.
it's like we can bring in what they've said anecdotally,
Anic.
anecdotally,
Anecdote.
anecdote,
Yeah.
anecdotally.
Anecdotally.
We can bring their stuff in anecdotally.
Yeah. Okay. Keep saying it.
Anecdotally.
You get it.
Why am I saying it? Totally.
Anecdotally.
Anecdotally.
It's your Trini background.
Whatever.
Anecdotally.
But we don't have to, so that we know this is an option
Right.
to handle this thing, but
Yeah.
it's not necessarily how we are choosing to handle
No,
it based on
absolutely not.
whatever. But
Yeah.
no, I think I love having in-laws too.
Yeah, no,
It's great because I think
it's
we also
hard.
get along.
It's hard
really
because
well.
I'm sure other relationships it's difficult being
Yeah.
with, like, if they don't like you, or if
Yeah,
it's a lot
but
of
that
fighting,
wasn't
or
the
like
reality.
it can make stress on the relationship itself.
I have a quick question then.
Yes.
Does that play into the equally yoked thing too?
I don't know, because how can you be gonna, like, let me interview your parents and figure out what their relationship's like and how.
Well, I guess the idea is you would get to know them beforehand so that it's
Yeah.
not really to figure them out after the marriage.
Yeah, but it's so different. Like, say they live abroad, they live far away,
That's true.
so you don't really
It's
know
kind
them.
of
You don't have
impossible
opportunity to
to
know
really
them or
know
learn them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, maybe they move over here, so they have to stay with you
Yeah.
for a bit, and they don't really like you because of like how you act. And now there's
Yeah.
fighting, and they're talking to their daughter about you. And so, I mean, it's a lucky situation, but I think when it comes down to your relationship, it's important for your relationship to be, solid
in itself.
right?
Yeah.
So that you recognize, even though there's going to be these outside forces coming in, you're not going to really let that penetrate. You're gonna hear it. You're gonna take some nuances from it, but you're not really determine the direction of your own relationship.
That's true.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So insightful.
What can I say? It's what I do
Uh,
every Tuesday, or was it every Monday and
Monday
Thursday?
and Thursday.
Every Monday and Thursday.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
We've been so consistent.
You know what I'm saying?
This is week 3?
This is week 3. Episode 5, week 3. We've been
now we're gonna make cinnamon roll donuts.
For your own. we're not gonna make. Maybe Mel likes them, and I thought they were a wicked idea.
It was so cool.
For example, I saw a video where instead of making donuts, Mel's tried to make donuts before, and the process of making donuts took so long. You started at like 9, 10 o'clock.
It
like,
wasn't until like 2 a.m.
2 a.m. that you actually had the donuts
ready.
ready. That's crazy.
Yeah, because you actually have to let it rise 3 times for like half an hour each and an hour. It's crazy because these are fried donuts.
So
it was good, but it was
the
still
longest
like long.
process ever. I'm glad you made a lot of them so that it made it worth. Like, imagine you only made like 6, and you have to wait so long.
No.
Right?
No.
I see a video the other day where they use the cinnamon rolls that come in the can.
Yeah.
Also, you got to look into what's in that, because I'm sure there's a lot of
preservatives
and stuff in there.
I thought the same thing.
They use the cinnamon rolls. You take something to cut out the hole in the middle, and then they just fry it after that, and that's done. 10 minutes, they have donuts, and they put the icing on top.
You know what's crazy?
To make it seem like icing.
We could just do little balls.
Yeah.
And turn it into
Timbits. So, but again, watch what you're eating, because they be putting all kind of stuff in everything. So.
You know what I was thinking? Someone should do a collection of just opening up those things, because when you open it, it's just like
like that's all.
It's like a known sound.
Your whole TikTok is just like different places.
Just open up different pre-made foods. But anyways,
this
is fine as usual. I hope you guys enjoyed our conversation.
Big facts. We just do this to enjoy.
Drop your questions in the
let us
comments. We do love to hear from you guys. You can also write into Mel on Shel. Melon Shel.
Yeah, I would say melon. Yeah. Mel on Shel. Makes it sound a little different.
But MEL.
I get it.
ON.
Just melon.
I know it is
melon Shel.
Melon Shel.
Yeah.
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Send us your questions, send us your concerns, send us
comments, or
your
anything
reviews.
you want us to know. Unless you're the FBI.
Big facts. Stay out of our comments. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, learn something.
Yes.
Live your dream.
And be confident.
Be very confident. Okay? Do your best.
This is Six Figure Podcast.
How to make money slowly, one day at a time. Okay?
Subscribe and do all the other things that we ask.
Peace.
Bye.